What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks. Hope you all are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a Master League Classic team that I have been running since the pre-season of Go Battle League, and we are now on Season 10 of Go Battle League. This team is still performing very well. I've coached lots of people on this team, I've coached lots of patrons on this team, and it's really a team that has kind of stood the test of time in Master League. Having Dialga and Togekiss on the same team pretty much guarantees you're going to be seeing at least one dragon type on your opponent's team. So I really enjoy running Togekiss in Master League because of the high prevalence of dragon types there. Dialga, as we know, still continues to be one of the best safe swaps and overall Pokemon in Master League, even with the introduction of the new fairy type Zacian. Dialga still has a lot of play in a lot of zero shield matchups. And Kyogre has a lot of fast move pressure with the waterfall damage. In this particular video, in these battles, I am running Blizzard on my Kyogre, and you will see Blizzard help me in some situations. You will see me not having Thunder hurt me in some situations, as well as having Draco on my Dialga versus Thunder. I've run this in different ways in previous seasons, but in this particular lineup, I am running Blizzard. It's very nice as a nuke against the dragon types if you can get shields down in the secondary matchup, and Draco Meteor just hits everything super hard, especially with the emergence of Excadrill all over the place now. Having Draco on Dialga actually gives you some shield pressure against that Excadrill. So let's jump right into these battles, and I'm going to kind of talk through my thought process for these games here. Some really good battles. This first battle is up against SnowTechnical, really talented battler and content creator. We have the Kyogre mirror match here, and again, I do not have Thunder. So I'm going to count to 8 waterfalls and then blind swap my Dialga, knowing that this is pretty much the amount of energy required for Thunder, but he ended up going for the Surf, really nice. Still caught the resisted damage, but Zacian comes in. Because I ate that Surf damage on my Dialga, close combat is now going to one-shot me. Really unfortunate. If your Dialga is full health and doesn't absorb any charge moves from that opening matchup, you're able to survive a close combat and occasionally get to 2 Iron Heads against Zacian, but in this particular instance I was not able to do that. I brought out my Togekiss onto this Zacian to farm it down. I have no idea what's in the back. It's actually an Avalugg? What in the world? I had never seen one of these things before. It's an ice type, looks like it's running Ice Fang. I had no idea what charge moves this thing had either, but I'm assuming some sort of ice move, probably like Avalanche. I built up to Thunder Energy and then threw a Surf, but honestly at this point all I need to do is just get as much Surf damage as possible off onto this Kyogre. He snuck a fast move while I was throwing my previous charge move. That was that weird animation that you saw. I lose CMP here, which is really unfortunate. I do have a 15 attack Kyogre, but as you can see, Tho has one as well. I think he actually has a Hundo. I do not have a Hundo Kyogre. He swaps right there, so I cannot waterfall down his Kyogre. Really nice play. Throw the Surf here, and then I need to try to do as much fast move pressure as I can with my Togekiss. But he is going to farm me all the way down. Really nice play, and then have energy stored for my Kyogre here. I think this thing ended up having Body Slam. Yeah, good game. Really well played by Tho. And that's one particular instance where not having Thunder in the lead does require me to eventually get out of that matchup. But the Avalugg in the back really gave me some issues. And Zacian responding to the Dialga, very good. So really nice matchup for me here, but it's super crucial that I maintain switch advantage. So in this particular instance, I throw one waterfall on the Dialga and then swap in my own Dialga. Sometimes this works. The reason that I throw one waterfall and then swap is because that's just the amount of chip damage to where you can farm this down and have a bunch of energy loaded when that Ho-Oh comes in again. However, if there's a little bit of lag, and if that Dialga would have gotten like one more Dragon Breath, my opponent's Dialga, I would not have been able to farm that all the way down. I would have had to shield twice, and that's really, really bad. And I think in one of these upcoming matchups, you'll actually see that play out. So I'm now thinking that the best way to play that scenario is swap Togekiss there instead. because I've seen this team comp a lot. Ho-Oh Double Dragon. Sometimes it's a Giratina in the back. Sometimes it is a Zekrom. I've also seen it with Zacian. Either way, Dialga will have play against those things. And at this point in time, I do not want to give the Ho-Oh any extra farm, so that's why I stopped tapping here. I forced the Giratina to throw their energy. I'm going to come in with my Kyogre, farm this down, and this is just going to be able to fast move down the Ho-Oh here pretty much. They're going to go for the Brave Bird. But I'm barely going to be able to get to this Surf right before they're able to get to the energy for the Brave Bird. And I might have barely been able to survive Brave Bird at that health. It would have been very, very close. But that's a team comp. You really got to be fast with your response time to make sure that you can maintain switch advantage and not go into a huge shield disadvantage. Go straight into Dialga. What do you know? It's punished by Zacian. Zacian is so good. I would argue to say Zacian is the best Pokemon in Master League. And I unfortunately do not have one. Zacian is just so flexible, all of its moves hit so hard and it generates energy so fast. It's a consistent win against Dialga with that close combat. And it's just really, really strong. I'm going to double shield here. This is a scenario where because I am running Blizzard on my Kyogre, I need to burn all the shields to attempt to land a Blizzard onto their Giratina. So I swap again. They're going to bring in their Giratina. I really need to get to this Blizzard here. I sneak a Waterfall through right there, which is huge because this allows me to get to the Blizzard before they can get to another move. This is going to one-shot the Giratina. If they bring in the Zacian, they're going to eat a lot of Waterfall damage, or they're going to have to throw a move to get rid of my Kyogre. They have their own Dialga in the back. So this is not over. Iron Head is almost going to one-shot my Togekiss, and Draco Meteor is going to do a lot of damage on my Dialga. I bring in my Dialga to get as much chip damage as possible. Going to throw this Iron Head. They cannot farm me all the way down. They're going to have to commit energy. And this was actually a CMP tie. Holy cow. I barely survived the Iron Head, but I'm going to be able to get out of there. Their Dialga is not going to be able to get to a move, and I should be able to charm down this Zacian. If they had Wild Charge, it would not one-shot me. It's a non-stab Wild Charge, but they do have Play Rough. So I'm going to be able to take that out and come back from that tough lead. Good game there. Zarude. Absolutely horrible lead. So bad. It totally walls off Kyogre. So I really need to try to regain switch advantage at all costs. My opponent brings in a Landorus. Now, even though they have moves that can hit me for super effective, in the 2 shield... I'm feeling like I can just Dragon Breath power my way through this. So I'm going to shield both of these superpowers, farm all the way down, flip switch advantage despite being in a 2 shield deficit. I know I'm going to survive this superpower. I'm going to have all this energy to threaten whatever they have in the back. They're most likely just going to bring the Zarude in again, but I have 100 energy. So out comes an Excadrill. Holy cow, I'm just going to go straight for 2 Iron Heads here. But I have flipped switch advantage in my favor. Togekiss completely walls off Zarude. And I even got a shield from the Excadrill. I'm going to bring out my Kyogre. And at this point, the game is pretty much over because I'm going to be able to farm this Zarude all the way down. I resist all the charge moves. And then I'm going to have energy to threaten that Excadrill. And the Waterfalls are going to do a lot of damage to that Excadrill. So one of the hardest counters I saw in the lead. It just all depends on how your opponent responds with that Dialga safe swap. Obviously, as we're seeing in a lot of these games, Dialga is a very predictable safe swap because it's been around for so long. So your opponents will most likely, they should have a good answer to a Dialga safe swap because it's so common. But you really need to be able to gauge whether or not you can flip switch advantage or at least try to get a shield advantage coming out of that matchup. But we're able to win that game there. Good game. I'm currently sitting around like 2850 in my rating right now, so we're getting closer to Legend. So in that opening matchup, you saw me throw 1 Waterfall and then swap my Dialga. That is very, very important because if your opponent wants to stay in with their Dialga, you need the chip damage with that Waterfall to make sure that your Dialga can win that mirror match. But they respond with the Zacian, which is a great response. And sometimes I'm able to get to another Iron Head there if they try to snarl down, but this opponent actually ends up throwing their energy. Totally fine by me. I have a shield advantage out of that matchup. Gonna farm this all the way down. I have to commit to farming this all the way down. And then I'm going to hope that Togekiss with a shield advantage is going to be able to handle the back line. It's a Kyogre in the back. Kyogre is a very good response to Togekiss. The waterfall damage just really chunks, and you're able to get to your charged moves much quicker than Togekiss is able to get to theirs. Really hoping for an Ancient Power boost right now. So I throw Ancient Power, no boost. We are desynced here. They're going to be able to get to another Surf. I have to shield this. And hopefully I can land a Blizzard on that Dialga. But at this point I'm recognizing that, okay, they're going to try to farm me down. So I'm going to land this Flamethrower. I have a Surf stored on my Kyogre. Going to swap. Going to throw the Surf. They have to go for either Thunder or Draco to take me out because I'm out of Iron Head range. I need one more Waterfall. I sneak the Waterfall through. What is this move? It's just an Iron Head. I survive and I Waterfall it down. Really good battle there. Alright, Kyogre against Melmetal. By the way, my normal microphone that I use is not here right now, so if the audio sounds a little bit worse than normal, I apologize for that. But I've also upped the frame rate like on my recording software, so hopefully it looks a little bit smoother than normal. Let me know in the comments what you think. My opponent switches in a Dialga. I chip it with a Surf because what I want to do is shield once, farm all the way down. They led with a Melmetal. So I'm going to farm this all the way down. And then I just want to get whatever damage I can get off on this Melmetal here. Just going to go straight for the Draco, most likely. And my opponent has to throw a Superpower to take me out. It's very difficult to Thunder Shock down a Dialga. I'm so close to getting to another Draco. Amazing counting by my opponent. But they end up throwing Rock Slide. So I'm able to get to another Draco, even though my attack is dropped. It's still going to do a lot of damage. This is doing great chip damage to that Melmetal. They're fully committing to the farm down. That is fine by me. I get a Waterfall through there. If they Superpower, I'm going to Blind Swap my Togekiss. They do. I'm going to Blind Swap. In the back is a Giratina. It's Giratina altered though. So this is totally okay for me. Definitely going to shield the first move because it's unlikely that they would bait this first move. They do go for Shadow Sneak, so good use of a shield. Going to throw the Ancient Power here. Going to do whatever chip damage I can get. But I'll be able to farm this all the way down. The Melmetal does have a move stored, but it's very, very low. So I just need any damage I can get on it. And at this point, the Melmetal's energy dry. One more Waterfall should do the trick here to take this thing out. If they would have undercharged a Rock Slide and like Thunder Shocked me down somehow, potentially they could have won that game, but that would have been really, really difficult. Okay, good lead for me. Out comes the Dialga. I throw one Waterfall and then swap into my own Dialga, but I noticed that there was a little bit of lag on the opening there. And look at my opponent's health. They're in the green at the moment that they do this Iron Head. That means that they're for sure going to be able to get to another Iron Head. That's really, really bad. Because now what happens is I ended up having to commit a shield and I'm not able to farm them all the way down. I have to commit 2 shields here. Really unfortunate. Whereas if I go in with Togekiss, I have a lot of health coming out of there. I still have to shield once. Or twice if they end up shielding once. So I don't know. It's definitely debatable on like what I should be bringing out there. But look, they have a shield advantage. This person does have a Zekrom in the back. They're going to be able to get to this Wild Charge, and it does one-shot my Togekiss. Really unfortunate. And at this point, I know I'm going to get hit by another Wild Charge. Very well played to my opponent. This is a prime example where if I go Togekiss against the Dialga, we're looking pretty good here. But then they're most likely running Outrage as their secondary move, and in the Zero Shield, they definitely have a lot of play against the Dialga. That's a really, really strong team. Okay, Obstagoon in the lead. This was totally weird. And then a Nidoqueen comes out. I was really surprised by this. This person is either just trolling or they're really sick of Zacian, and then they actually concede the match there. So that was kind of a very unexpected game there. I think this battle's up against Smash King, another really talented battler and content creator. Led Lugia, so I'm going to swap into my Dialga, because Dialga and Togekiss are better responses to that Lugia than the Kyogre is. But he was pretty late on the swap, so it allowed me to get a pretty nice energy advantage here. Gonna shield once, gonna try to burn that second shield and see how he wants to respond. Going to throw the Iron Head. And I do get the second shield, but he farms me all the way down. That's alright. Gonna bring in the Kyogre here, and he does not get to a move. That's really good for me. Out comes the Lugia again. He has no shields, and I'm running Blizzard. So I don't sneak a waterfall through here, unfortunate. I'm very afraid that he might catch Blizzard on something in the back though, so I stop tapping right here, and then I throw the Blizzard. He did not swap. Gonna be able to land this Blizzard onto that Lugia there, and he has his own Kyogre in the back. That is not good for me at all, and he sneaks a waterfall through. Really bad for me. I need to get off as much surf damage here as possible. I store a surf and then swap to my Togekiss, hoping that maybe I can win CMP in the back end. He does have Blizzard. It one-shots my Togekiss. I throw this surf, and it's not enough to KO, and then he actually snuck in an invisible waterfall when I threw that move, and so those two snuck waterfalls lost me the game there. Unfortunate. Zacian in the lead. I'm actually really glad to see the Zacian in the lead here and not in the back. I'm going to throw this surf and get as much chip damage as possible. And I sneak a waterfall through here. Good for me. Gonna no shield this. They do have Wild Charge. Oh my gosh. Out comes Meloetta, and I was definitely taken by surprise here, but I remembered that this thing has Psyshock and I think Thunderbolt as its typical moveset, which means that my Dialga is going to have a lot of play here. I'm farming a lot, and then I'm going to throw Iron Head right before they get to another Psyshock. Their Zacian is low, but it's going to be very hard to Dragon Breath it down. So I think I end up letting this go, and then hope that double shielded Togekiss will be able to sweep the back line. I bring out my Togekiss here. They're not able to get to another move, and in the back is their own Togekiss. So at this point, don't throw a charge move. Just keep doing fast moves, and we're going to be able to win this game. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. Best of luck with your battles, and I'll catch you all in the next video.